Hello everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Untouchable Tomicas. I have the, what should we call it? The one everybody knows is untouchable, but of course, you still can't access it because they are a lot of money, very seldom to find, but we're going to try to figure out why, because I do not actually know why this particular casting is hard to find. It seems like every single release of this casting is hard to find, and it has a lot more than the Crown I did last month. The Crown had 4 releases, right? This one, there's 12. They released this casting 12 times, and it is still hard to find. So I have never seen all 12 of them. I mean, I could easily find them on the wiki, but I don't like see them pop up on like Instagram or anything casually. So they're like really hard to find, and they're like weird releases too that they did for like special events. They don't really do that anymore. But like I think this one is probably your most common release. It's still probably a good amount of money. Mint, of course, this is not mint. This is like the best one I could find. But this is a multi-pack version, so it's a little more mass-produced than some of the other event exclusives. And it's a little more obtainable than the main line, which we all know goes for like almost $100. It's crazy money. I mean, it's been steady around like 65, and the premium, or not the premium, the limited version too. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about this one today. But before we do that, we need to do the news, and that is the sole reason why I'm doing this one now is because of the news. We'll start with the basic models. The first one here is actually delayed. It just says new car, and there is no photo. So it could be anything. Now, some leaked references have shown that it might be the new we got the step wagon already. I was gonna say step wagon. It's gonna be the Toyota. I don't remember if it was the Voxy or the Noah. They're the same vehicle. But those cars have been out for almost a year now, and I know Tomica's gonna do them because they do them every single time. They do them together too, like back-to-back months. That's what they normally do. But I don't foresee it being one of those because they have been out for so long. So there really shouldn't be a reason that it gets delayed. It has to be done. But I think they delayed it to let something else take the place, and we'll get the Voxy or Noah next month. But this is April, by the way, because they're like 2 months ahead. But I think it's something different. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's the new 2024 GTR. Because Tomica likes to be so on top of their sports cars. I mean, they released this one in 2008, right? 2007, 2008. That is exactly when this vehicle came out. And now the new GTR isn't out yet. But they, like when the new Z came out, when they debuted the Z Proto, before the production one was even a thing, when they showed the prototype, Tomica on the exact same day showed their prototype. It's a little different than the one we got, and they showed it almost a year in advance to the one that we got. So that kind of shows that they have like internal connections to be able to do this. And again, with the new Type R, they showed a prototype of their Type R at the exact same day that Honda unveiled the 2023 Type R. So they can get these internals because it takes them a while to build the models, of course. So I think that because the GTR was kind of debuted a little quickly, like I think they gave you like a 7-day notice on like the YouTube, like it kind of showed up out of nowhere. So I think Tomica wasn't ready to show their prototype, and they wanted to debut it the exact same day. But the thing is too, is that they had already showed their February models. Or not February, March. They showed the March models almost on the same day as the GTR's reveal. Now, Tomica does not Tomica doesn't do the reveals on the exact date every time. It's usually within the first 2 months or 2 weeks of the month. So I think they were planning to show the GTR then, but they just weren't ready, so they had to bring it to this month, which is now delayed. It makes sense because it would have paired really nicely with the debut of the new GTR, but that fell through because there's a Land Cruiser and a Forester there. They like to be on top of their sports cars, and I think they tried, but it just did not work out. And I wonder if that means that the current one is good, because they have to do it. If I'm wrong about it being the April mystery model, then it has to be coming out soon. Because, I mean, how much longer are they going to keep producing the 2017 GTR? You know, it needs an update, and they could update the Nismo one too while they're at it. But yeah, there's that. There's my prediction. And it doesn't even say what number it's replacing. Like, the next model here is number 57. They call it the Art Moving Center Truck. It's a moving truck, which is really different from Tomica. I don't think they've done, like, an actual moving truck. I mean, they've done, like, plain box trucks where you can, you know, you can say whatever you want it to be. But this one is actually a moving truck, and it, I don't know, it's called, like, the Art Group 0123. I don't know if that's the serial number or if it's the actual logo. I don't know this Japanese brand, per se. I know that they did do their own promotional model. It was all plastic, and it was based on an Isuzu Elf, but I don't think it was licensed. It was really chunky. But it's nice to see Tomica using some of the licensing to give them a nice deco, because that is a licensed deco, by the way. But here is the reason that I brought out the Honda for today. Because for Tomica Premium, we are getting the the Isuzu Elf replaces the McLaren 720S. Not gonna miss that one. It seems like they're adding a lot more Japanese cars in the line this year. Like, we've started out, for the first 4 months of 2023, it's all Japanese vehicles. And they are all, for the most part, replacing foreign vehicles. Which kind of scares me, because the second half of this year might be all foreign vehicles. I don't know how that's going to work. But so far, they've been giving what we want from Tomica. Well, what I want. The Japanese vehicles. That's why I like them, because they do the weird Japanese vehicles that nobody else wants to do. But here's your Tomica Premium release. It is the FD2 Type R. They obviously did that on purpose. They know how popular this model is, and that's why they want to bring it back in some sort of perspective. And just looking at this one is actually true 164. So the premium one is also true 164. So it is going to be the same size as this. At least it should. And if it is, then you will know that they are being true to scale, which you don't see often on the premiums. And actually, I don't think it's labeled on half of them bases. Yeah, I don't see the scale on a lot of them. I think they started maybe last year, maybe the year before. But and I've never noticed one that's 164 exactly. So, I mean, I could have missed one, but yes, you get white or black. And one thing I want to note about this one is that with some of the premium models they do, like the Honda Civic, or not the Honda Civic, the Honda Integra that I have, they painted the entire seats in that one red. This one, they painted the cushions on the seats red, not the entire seat. I like that. It looks a lot cleaner and a lot more realistic rather than the whole thing just being drenched in red. They're really, like, messing with the interiors on the Hondas, and you will see with this one what I mean by that, because as Scale Enthusiasm pointed out, this might be the first time a mainline vehicle has actually had a detailed interior. Well, an attempt at a detailed interior, I should say. Let's talk about this one now. So, this is the number 54 model. Of course, this is not your mainline model. I already established that. It does take the spot number 54, which previously in 2007, well, actually, it came out in November 2007. So in October, yeah, there we go. I can I can figure out the months. In October 2007, this would have held your number 57 spot, 54 spot, the Subaru WRX, the Bug-Eye, and then it was replaced by your Type R. And now, or not now, but after 2011. So that, yeah, that's another very interesting thing. This thing lasted from 2007 to 2011, November to August. That's a long time, and not this particular version, but the mainline version. They produced it for such a long time for it to be worth just as much as a Super Treasure Hunt. And Super Treasure Hunts are like stupid rare. So how did this? I don't know. I don't have an answer. This might be the one vehicle that I do not have the answer to of why it's so rare. But this is the Type R that replaced it, and it's the one I really don't like. This is my custom, of course. Well, not custom. I tried to restore it. So I only painted the details that were painted on the original one. And it looks kind of funny because I don't have the Honda badges. But this is exactly how the original one looks. So, I mean, at least I got that down. But, yeah, so we'll take a look at this one, particular one from the 9-pack, or the 4-pack. And I'll show you some of the other models in the 4-pack if I can get photos of them. If I can't, I can at least show you what castings were in there, because I don't have the other releases, the decos, but I have the specific castings. So, it's gonna be hard to review this one with all the chips, but you gotta work with what you have. I feel it kind of funny that the headlight decals are kind of like very light decals because you can see the stripe under it. Honda badge is nice. You got your black trim all the way around. Like they detailed the crap out of this one. But yeah, I'm not kidding. They didn't paint any details on this one. I replicated that one exactly, except for the badging, of course. Civic Type R on the hood. And this is a sticker right here on the window banner, Honda Racing. There's a Honda badge. The entire roof is red there. It would be nice to have a mint version of this. These side graphics here are stickers. You got your Type R striping. It says 2008 Civic Type R right there. There's your taillights. You get, whoever placed these stickers, Honda Cars. And this one might be the same too. Yeah, Honda Cars. Type R. Interesting that they painted the exhaust down here flat black, the pipe and the tip. Taillights are actually a different enamel than the rest of the body because the deco is kind of like a flat red, but this is more pastel. What's kind of funny to me is that the stripe doesn't transfer onto the bumper because you got the perfect setup and it just cuts off. You get flat black paint around the door, or the windows actually. Oh gosh. You got your weather strips all the way around, even down here where the wipers would be. There's your interior. No special details on this interior. It's only like newer models. There's your base. Tires are worn out. You know, this thing has seen better days, but this is the only example of this casting that I have. So I am happy with it for now. Do get decent suspension, and this one has the opening hood, which I swear they could have gave the premium one an opening hood. I don't know why they didn't, but that would have been a nice homage to do. I don't know why they decided against it, but there you go. You got your red top, your transverse, inline 4, right? What is that, a B16? I don't know Honda engines, I know. I just know that it's mounted transverse, which means it would have a transverse drive axle in the front wheel drive. Nice suspension on this one, though. I really can't talk about the other releases of this casting because I don't know much about them, and they are, like I said, very far and few in between. Like one of them, let me see, I have the thing pulled up with all the previous releases. One of them just says Honda Civic Type R, save Japan. And it doesn't even show the correct model, but yeah. Actually, some of these will actually show me a photo. Yeah, so there was one in a like blind box that is very similar in deco to this one, but it actually has decals, not stickers, and they're just a little different, Oh yeah, there was a Toys Dream Project. I don't know what that series is about, but there are some awesome releases in that series, and not just of the Civic, because this one's like orange. I don't know if it's orange or red, with a bunch of black trim on it. It looks so mean. But they do a lot of like police vehicles in that set, and they all look really good. I don't know what the whole synopsis of that set is, but oh yeah, and then they have the Tomica limited version on here, which I think is the next common one compared to this one. It's the one you see a lot, and the basic one is pretty common too. It's just always, the price is always like through the roof. There's like a handful of them for sale right now, but none of them are halfway decent. Going to the pack that this one came from, it is called the Tomica Bayun with a subscript 2 Race Car Collection. I don't know if that's just poor translation, but that's just what I'm looking at here. The other models included in this set, besides the Civic, you have your GTR, I think it's an LM. It just says racing on the bottom. This casting, but it's blue with the Castrol livery, which looks really good. And I think I've seen that one posted a couple times on Instagram along with this one. But the other two, I don't think I've ever seen, even in a photo. The Subaru WRX hatch makes an appearance in this set. It is white with some like blue looking livery. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm looking at it in the box. I have a photo pulled up of the box. I don't know what the deco is. It's like a rally deco. Oh, you know what? They have the layout of the models. Let me see. Oh yeah, so it looks like it's just based on the normal Subaru rally livery. So it's actually silver, not white. And it's got a stripe kind of like this up the side of it, and its main color is silver, and then there's got blue striping, but it also has these wheels, which is interesting. So I don't think they normally use these wheels in this casting, because the police versions of this casting did not have these wheels. They have those wheels, so it looks funny to me. Then also in the set, which this one's kind of lackluster, it's the Evo, but it's the same color. It just looks like it has some like Gran Turismo like checkers on the side here that are, well, kind of Nismo colored in red, white, and blue, or red, white, and black down the side of it. So I don't know what the heck's up with that. Maybe it's supposed to be like a TME inspired livery or rally art livery. I don't know what's going on there. I can post a picture on the screen probably about right now of the entire layout of the set, and you can see for yourself that the Evo looks pretty lazy. The Subaru and the GTR and the Civic look really good, especially when the Civic isn't used like this one. But that is all I have to say about this one. I hope one day I can get the plain white one, but for now this one will do. So I still can't tell you why this one's so rare, because they produced it longer than average, and it is still just... The only thing I could think of is that no other brand has done this model. And if they have, they haven't done it recently. Or a good job. Because you don't see it. I don't think another brand has done this model, and I think that's why it's so sought after. But there are tons of Tomicas like that. But I guess when it comes to the sports cars, that's what all the other brands focus on. So the fact that this one got the shunt, I guess, is why it is such a popular Tomica model. But there you go. Thanks everybody for watching. If you are attempting to find one of these, I wish you luck, because you're gonna need it, because these things are not cheap. I'll say that. And also my suspension like leans to one side. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.